Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all. Well, I'm hoping some all will join me fairly soon. Just streaming live, I wanted to hop on and talk to you about my mentorship program and answer some of the questions that have come up around it, and just really give people a chance to ask their questions as well. I'm going to be live here for probably about 20-30 minutes, just on sort of streaming and answering any questions for anyone that drops in, but also it's a chance as you go along, if you've got any further questions. I've got some standard ones that people tend to ask anyway whenever I jump on a call, but I'm here to kind of respond both live and in on recording as well. So I am here to talk about, this is my Authentic Tech Leaders Mentorship Program. It is my flagship program and it kicks off next week. Hello to whoever's watching. It's good to see you. I can see someone's watching me. Please do ask any questions as we go along. And so my Authentic Tech Leaders Mentorship Program, it is a 12-month program. It is an amazing opportunity to not only grow and develop your leadership skills, but it's also a chance to join a really connected, supportive community of other women in tech. Now, my inspiration for setting this up way back 3 years ago now, God, is it? Yeah, it's 3 years ago. This is the 6th cohort joining me. So my inspiration for setting it up was really that I noticed, as having been a woman working in tech, there was that time when I didn't have the support. I didn't have people to turn to. I didn't have people to kind of share my experiences with. And as I was going along through my coaching, I realized how much difference that made, having those people, having someone to say, oh, do you know what? I'm going through this. Can you help me? And so creating a community where that's possible for women in tech, combined with the leadership development, the community, and the kind of the different, exploring different areas, exploring what's happening in your head, as well as what's happening out there, creating an environment where that was possible. That just felt like something that was missing. And so that's what I've been doing. And it's a small community, deliberately kept small, so that we can get to know each other, so that I can provide the right level of support. So I am here tonight to answer questions about that. And it's kind of really up to you. As I said, I'm going to go through some standard questions that people tend to ask me, but and I've got a couple of other questions in advance. But if you have anything that you want to kind of ask, then please do drop it in the comments. And if you're on replay, if you're watching this kind of recorded, then put them there as well. I will be checking back in. So that having said, so the first question, the thing that I get asked most of the time about this program is, how much time do I need? How much time do I actually need? So it is a 12-month program. I am conscious that you tend to be busy. When we're in a senior position, I've been there. There's no time to step back and do stuff. And so there's two elements to this. One is that it's deliberately set up so that you can dip in and out, so that when there is a lag and a lull in the things that you've got going on, when you kind of deliver that project and you're just going, oh my God, I need a bit of time out, I need to step back, it's there to support you, and it gives you the chance to have some training and development. But at the same time, you can sort of drop away when things do get busy. So in terms of answering this specific question, because it's flexible, I can't say there's a specific amount of time. However, if you are able to spend over the course of 12 months, you think you can find about 15 to 30 minutes for a week, for 6 kind of non-consecutive weeks, you will get loads out of it. That's one way of thinking about it. The other way of looking at it, you can completely ignore that side of things because it's flexible. If you can find like an hour once a month or once every couple of weeks to come along to the reflection calls or come along to the workshop, one of those, so either an hour once a month, that will get you going. An hour every other week will get you more. And if you can find that, then you will very quickly find that you create more time to come along. You start to move things around and find and get the benefit from the program. A large part of the program is about helping you understand what's important to you and the things that you want to prioritize, so that you can then free up space for you. And that's a really key element of it. So the answer to this question is, it's variable. The more you put in, the more you get out. But at the starting point, if you can find an hour a month, you will get loads out of it. If you can find a couple of hours a month, you'll get even more out of it. But that will get you going, and you will find over the course of 12 months that your involvement shifts and changes, so that if you've got a deadline, you can drop away. I will make sure to bring you back in and nudge you if you drift off, and just sort of say, how are you? Are you doing okay? Can I help you? But this is the most common question, and unfortunately it's because I've set it up because I know you're busy. It's kind of one that it varies, but an hour a month and you will get loads from it. So that first question, there we go. Any further questions on that, please do ask. Second question I get asked, when are the live workshops and the calls? So basically, to give you a bit of an overview of the structure of the program, we go in once a month, we have a live workshop, 1 hour. Those workshops are on leadership topics. So things like increasing your visibility, how do I build influence? We might look at how do we manage stakeholders, has been another one we've run. Dealing with fear of failure. The one we ran this month was setting boundaries and saying no. We've also looked at how do you define success. So we pick a topic each month, and that becomes a live workshop. Those live workshops run on the second Monday of the month from 5:30 till 6:30 p.m. UK time. So they are a regular thing in the diary. They are also recorded, and you maintain your access to those recordings for as long as you're part of the program. So you can always go back to them whether you were there or not. So that's the workshop. The calls, so we also, in addition to the workshops, we have a call every single week, which you can drop into, and this is why I say it's flexible. You can drop into as and when you want. So you can come along and say, I've got this thing going on. I've got a particular challenge here. Or that thing that we've been discussing before, can I just follow up on it and get some support with it? So there's these reflection calls is what I call them. And they happen once a week. Basically, the timings are Tuesdays and Fridays. So they will happen 1 week on a Tuesday from and in the evenings, so that's 6 till 7 p.m. And then the following week, they happen on a Friday from 12:30 till 1:30 p.m., both UK time. So the idea is that you can come to all of them, but between those two, I'm hoping you either find you can come along in a lunchtime or you can come along in the evening. And it's deliberately set up so that you can hopefully come along to one of them and over the 12 months, shift your time so that you can do that. So that combination allows you to kind of drop in and out. And as you can see, my answer to that, kind of how much time do I need? That kind of fits with that. So answer to this question, one is workshops are Mondays from 5:30 till 6:30 p.m., second Monday of the month. And then every week we have calls which alternate between Tuesdays, 6 till 7 p.m., Fridays, 12:30 till 1:30 p.m. Those reflection calls, they're not recorded because that gives us a little bit more space to explore things and not feel like things are going to be reflected on and stuff like that. So it gives a bit more of a safe environment. Those reflection calls as well, they vary in terms of, just to give another sort of thing that tends to get asked, the number of people who are around. There are about 30 people within the program. And within the community. Typically, there's somewhere around 6 to 10 are active at any one time. So that tends to mean, and you might get a call where you get 6 people on. Sometimes you get a call with just 2 people on. Sometimes just one person turns up, so they get an extra one-to-one coaching session. They get real focus time from me. Sometimes there might be 10 people and we kind of skip around between different topics, or we pick a particular topic to do. So those reflection calls are very flexible to do that. So that but it's not a huge thing. You don't tend to get more than about 10 people, and typically it's probably around 5 or 6. So it makes it quite a close environment. It allows you to really get to know everyone. Next question, when does it start? So next Monday is the kickoff. So that is the next cohort coming in, starting and getting going. So you've got to sign up quick. Deadline to actually sign up is this Saturday. So that's the 25th of March at midnight. So then we kick off Monday, the 27th of March. So it's pretty quick. you've got to think about this quite soon and get yourself in here. Go and check out my website, emmacowling.com, Authentic Leaders, if you want to know more. And then I'll be sharing about how we can have a conversation about that towards the end of this as well, if you want to follow up. But it's just knowing, yeah, this is the next cohort. The one that I do open up the doors every 6 months, but 6 months is quite a long time away. So it takes a lot, and a lot can happen in 6 months. I actually had someone who joined me a year ago. Actually, it's 18 months ago now. She wasn't sure whether it was the right time for her. And we talked it through, and she didn't think she had the time. She didn't think she could do it, but actually she went for it in the end. And she said she was so glad that she did it then, because 6 months later she might not have got around to it again, and things drift, and it took that time. So really kind of encourage you to, if you're thinking about it, reach out and let's have a conversation. I'm not going to pressure you into doing it if it's not right for you right now, but I would love to be able to help you make that decision about whether to join. And come and see us on Monday. Next Monday, you could be in the community. You could be benefiting from some of the exploration that we do, and some of those kind of new insights, new ideas that are new ways of kind of showing up as a woman in tech. What happens at the end of the 12 months? So it is a 12-month program. Over that 12 months, you get access to those weekly workshops, the monthly workshops, the weekly calls, some online training, which is pre-recorded. And you also get some coaching sessions from me. So 2 hours of coaching sessions from me, plus the Slack community. So our community is on Slack. I'm there regularly. Now, at the end of 12 months, you have the option to continue. I offer a subscription to continue that. The moment that subscription is £55 a month, some people choose to do that and turn that into a 6-month extension or a 12-month extension, and we package it up in that way. But there is the option to continue. And it's worth saying that since I've offered that option to continue, 4 out of 5 people that over the last year that have been through since I joined that and started doing it, 4 out of 5 have chosen to continue. The other chose to continue in a different way with coaching sessions with me, but it's just knowing that, okay, people are getting so much value from this that even 18 months later, they're still going, yep, I can carry on going. I'm still getting value from the workshops and the calls and everything else, and actually going round some of the content again. So 12 months, yep, you can continue and you can keep remaining part of the community. How much does it cost? The big question. So it is £995 to come and join the program. That's the upfront cost to join. So I've already mentioned that what the subscription is. So that £995 gets you in, and it gives you 12 months of kind of access. You can spread the payments. I offer payment plans over 3 and 6 months. Haven't put it's around 335, I think, pounds per month if you spread it over 3 months, and around 175. I haven't got those exactly. So if you're interested, do get in touch. So I think it's 175 over 6 months. But yeah, get in touch and I can let you know. If it's a payment plan, I set that up separately, so it needs a discussion. So another reason to reach out pretty quickly. But I'm passionate about helping people access this, and I can do it over 12 months as well. It works out less than £100 a month. So it is, and it's fantastic value if you start to look at how that then pays back. So one of the people that joined 18 months ago, she's just doubled her salary in the job offer that she's got. So that is way more than she's invested in that program. So it's so valuable. So that's the cost. How do I sign up? Yay! Of course, I've persuaded you. So the best way to sign up is, there's a little scrolly thing along the bottom here. Go to emmacowling.com/authentic tech leaders. You'll see a little button on the website and it says sign up now. That's fairly close to the top. That will take you to my online portal where you'll get asked to fill in your contact details and your payment details. If you want, you can kind of have another play around and look at that online content portal and see, you can get a feel for what it's like as well when you go there. So if you lose the sign up bit and the kind of the bit of payment bit, scroll to the bottom, press the button, and it will bring that back up again. There's a kind of pay here bit. So that is how you sign up. You go along, go to emmacowling.com Authentic Tech Leaders and press the button. That will give you the ability to pay by credit card or whatever it is, an online payment. If you are doing this via your company, if you can get funding, I do offer, I do have put together a 2-page PDF so you can go and negotiate and get your boss's support to do this. And if they need an invoice, I can do that too. And let me just say that, yes, there's 3 days to sort that. It's probably unlikely you're going to do that now, but you never know. If you've got an internal training budget and you've got that to spend, then maybe you can do it. But if there's something which is holding it up and you are investigating that, then do get in touch. There may be something I can do. There may be some flexibility with that deadline. So if you think that that could happen and that we could get that through quite quickly, but not before the deadline, do reach out and I can provide you with an invoice and help get it through your organization. So that's the other thing to do, and that quite regularly happens for me. Next question: is it exclusively for women? Yes, it is. This is deliberately setting up a community for women to share their experiences and to support each other, and setting it up so that they feel they can share without challenge, without kind of someone judging them. And I've been around this a few times, so I have spoken to occasionally, and so people who identify as female is probably what I would say here. So maybe it's so that was in there. So if you identify as female, please do reach out and let's have a conversation. If you are worried about what that might mean or whether you might fit, then please do ask. And one of the biggest reasons I do this is because a lot of this is about me and what I provide. I know what my experience has been of being a woman in tech. I haven't experienced the prejudice and the challenges of other kind of elements. So that is kind of deliberately what I am addressing with this. And I also respect that by having a community just for women, we have a Being a Woman Slack channel. So where people can share and talk about things like menopause, we can talk about miscarriage, we've talked about getting pregnant, and we've talked about the judgment that comes in around that. We have talked about some of the challenges as well of being a woman and kind of the stigma that can come across and things like that. But it's keeping that focused in that area allows us to have those safe conversations. So that's the reason for that. However, if there are elements of this program which you are particularly interested in, if you want to talk further about it and you don't identify as female, please do reach out. That is kind of really important to me, that I would like to get this stuff out there, but this particular program is specifically for women. So next step, core ideas. Okay. So what do I base this around? So my philosophy and my coaching and the way that I work is based around the sharings of a theosopher named Sydney Banks, which is called the 3 Principles, or is also called the Inside Out Understanding. And what we're exploring, this isn't just a standard leadership program. That's, I think, what I should say. We're not just sharing tools and tips and kind of examples and things like that. Those are fantastic. There are loads of those out there, and you will get plenty from going on a standard leadership program. You will come away with a load of tools that you can take into your workplace. That's not what this is. This is about kind of getting an understanding of who you are. It is called the Authentic Tech Leaders Mentorship Program. It's about connecting with you, what you bring, and who you are, and finding that trust and that confidence, that self-belief within you, so that you can then take that into your work environment. And behind that is this starting to understand who you are, how you process the world, how you see the world, how resilient you are, and starting to see those things. And that's what comes from the 3 Principles understanding that I share, that fits behind all of this. So some of the modules are specifically focused on understanding your state of mind, seeing how resilient you are. And then we build on those in the workshop. So that's what I'll always be bringing you back to. Having said that, I have done bags of leadership training, attending and delivery. So I do bring in tools. I love that personal development side of things. So I've got lots of tools that I can share, and I do share when they become useful. I'm also a trained, I'm an NLP master practitioner, so neuro-linguistic programmer master practitioner, which means that I will share some tools, techniques that come from that background. But generally what I do is sort of say, try it, have a go, might not work. This is kind of one way of thinking about things, but learn who you are behind it. Learn some of this. The idea behind the three principles is it's pointing to how life works, not how to do it. So it's kind of helping you see and understand for yourself so that you can make decisions and try things out and figure out. So in doing that, you develop more trust in yourself. You realize that you don't need to kind of have all these things to rely on and this list of things that you need to do in order to get right. What tends to happen is things simplify and you realize, oh, actually, the way I deal with stress is give myself some time out. Sounds really simple, but actually that does, it's complex to do, because why don't we all do it? But it kind of starts to help you understand and see how things work. So that's the core ideas. If you are interested in knowing more, I mean, you'll have heard, if you follow me on social media, if you're in the group, if you've been watching any of my stuff on YouTube, you'll have a sense of how the sorts of things that I share, and those are all based on this understanding. So I'm actually nearly done, and I should actually say hi, Steph, because I've just noticed that you're on there. you put a comment on there, so nice to see you. Anyone else that's popping in, I'm just going to remind you to please do drop any questions in. I'm just going to take a swig of water because I've been talking for too long, and I'm going to show off. Oh, I can't do this. Hi Doodle, this is Layla. So fits with the next question. What's my background? Why should I learn from you? Why should I listen to you? So number one, my background is in tech. I am a techie. I started off as a programmer. I actually started off with maths, but I was a graduate programmer working in C++. Image processing is my kind of core thing. And I have been managing techies for good 10-15 years of my career, and then moved in alongside that, because I was managing, I started to learn to coach. So I've been coaching for about 15 years. I've been working in tech for 20 plus years now. Scary when you add it up. What's really interesting for me, which has really deepened for me, is that although I've been running my business for the last 4 years and kind of stepping away from tech a bit, I've just gone back in. So alongside coaching and running my business here and doing this, I'm also an engineering manager at ITV. So I have 15 direct reports who all report to me and who are working on some core tech. I've got Scala and Java engineers basically working with me. And so I am at the coalface as well. I do understand what it's like to manage people. I do understand some of the challenges of remote working and kind of how do you get teams working together? How do you deal with performance issues? How do you, and actually practically facing those challenges. So you get the benefit of that as well. I'm kind of sharing stuff, and then I'm also coming back and going, yep, okay, no, I know that's a challenge, and this is how I might be addressing it too. Don't share anything that's confidential, of course, but and that's kind of deliberately do put a separation in place. But the whole point is that I am both teaching this stuff but also applying it, and this program is really practical. The whole point of this program is that you go up and out and you experiment, you test things out, you see how it works, come back and reflect, and we just evolve and grow as a result of that. It's not, there is some theory, but I encourage you to experiment as much as possible. So that's kind of a big summary of my background. On the coaching side, as I said, I'm an NLP master practitioner, so I have got qualifications there. I've also got I think 3 coaching diplomas, all around personal performance coaching, small business coaching, and executive coaching. So I've kind of been around coaching for quite a long time, and I've had these direct reports, but also I've been coaching people from a distance and developing them when they haven't been direct reports as well. So I've tried lots of different things and applied coaching in different ways. So it means that, so for example, I've done small business coaching. I've run my own business, but I've also been running spin outs as part of the university and kind of startups. So I've got some experience of how do you package things up to sell them to people so that they understand the value of what you're trying to do. That is invaluable when you're trying to get something through. When you're saying, right, business, I want you to do this, it's really important to be packaging that up and saying, and if you do this, this is the value you get. So we will have conversations around that. So I understand that selling into the business, that packaging up, that pulling out the value, that drawing that out as well. So that's a core element of what I bring. So lots of stuff. The other thing to say is that you're not just learning from me in this program, you're also learning from all the other members and of the community. So we have some really experienced women who are working in tech, who are senior, who have been through lots of things, who will share their experience too, because you start to build and connect as a community. We've had today in the Slack channel, someone was sharing about something that she's just been through and some of the challenges she's faced. And I haven't had time to go in there, but there's a kind of a raft of conversation going on with others kind of chipping in and giving her support and championing her, giving her some advice, all that sort of stuff. So that is what happens within the program. It's not just me. You are accessing the wisdom of 30 other women in tech. And I know their background because I've got to know them as well. So if there's someone in there and you ask something and I think they can contribute, I'll try and get them to kind of put their bit in as well and boost their confidence with that. This is my flagship program. This is my thing that while I'm working in my business, so I've got the job at ITV, which is 4 days a week. I spend a day and a bit in my business running this program and doing this alongside. This is what I focus on. This is where I get to know everyone. This is, if you sign up to this, I really do get to know you, what you need. We have one-to-ones. I will kind of explore with you and bring out stuff and nudge you with stuff. If you share something and I think, oh, there's a resource here, I will share it with you. So you do get me as part of this. And hopefully that's what you want. If you don't want that, then don't sign up. But that is a core part of it. So final question that I've got, unless anyone has dropped anything in, there's nothing there at the moment, but if you have any further questions, do drop them in. How do you set up a call? So it's because quite often I find people are like, yeah, I think it sounds good, but there's this problem here, or there's that thing there, and if I can just clear that out of the way. And often just talking it through really helps. Not at least because if you set up a call with me, this is a half-hour call. I'm going to just share the link. So emmacowling.com/mentorship inquiry. You get half an hour with me. It's half an hour of coaching. I mean, if you turn up and you end up not signing up, then we can talk around whatever your situation is anyway. I might just end up sending you some useful resources and saying, actually, do you know what? Maybe it's not for you right now. I'm not going to do a hard sell. I don't want people in my program who don't want to be there or don't have the time to be there. It's not in my interest. I want to keep you around. I want to keep you engaged. So if now isn't the right time, then let's talk it through and let's make the decision that no, we'll follow up later. Or maybe there's something else I can point you towards, some other resource that I can help you with. So you can set up a call with me, emmacowling.com/mentorship inquiry. You can see my diary. As I said, the doors close for this on this Saturday, the 25th at midnight. So there's not a lot of time, but I have tonight. I don't think you get a call in with me tonight, but I have tomorrow afternoon, I have all day Friday, and I have all day Saturday made available for people to book in if you want to. So you should be able to find a slot for us to have a quick conversation. Doesn't have to take a half an hour. I am also open to you DMing me and just asking some questions. You're welcome to email me, emma@emmacowling.com, and just say what works and ask your question, tell me your situation, and let's have that conversation. I am super friendly. Hopefully you've kind of figured that out already, but don't let it put you off. And I know how much it can feel like, oh, I don't want to waste the time because I'm not sure and I'm not. Come and waste my time. I've put it aside. I mean, it's either that or I spend some time doing social media, and I'd much rather be having conversations with really interesting people like you. So book a call in, let's have a conversation, let's talk it through, and let me find out how I can help you. Hopefully this program is the thing. But it might be that there's something else as well. So book that in and let's have a chat. So that is kind of the questions that I have regularly been asked. Hopefully that gives you more of an understanding of the program and what it's all about, how it might work. I haven't covered in detail the breakdown of the program or anything like that. I will put a link to, there's another video, which was my kind of overview way back in February, which kind of gave that background. I'll put a link in there. You can go and listen to that, or you can go and check out my website. Let me go back to that. So emmacowling.com/authentic tech leaders. Loads of information there as well, including the answers in text to some of these questions. So hopefully that gives you a bit of background. Come and say hi. You've got an impression of my energy as well from this. You know what I'm like. I know, so Steph's watching. She can vouch for the fact that this is kind of pretty much me. This is what you get. I am very, very honest and as direct as possible. This is about us building a relationship. I'm not here to kind of screw anyone out of any money or anything like that. So this is really important to me that you get value out of my program. And I care so much. Hopefully that comes across too. I care so much about this program. It's so important to me because what I see is the difference it makes. I have had several women, I'm going to say several women, pretty much so many of the people who are taking part, who have got involved, who've got stuck in, have stepped up to a new job, new roles, taken on new responsibilities, and got the promotions, got the pay rises. It is amazing. And I get so excited every time it happens. We are going through a flurry at the moment of people going for interviews, new jobs, promotions, and like every day and over the last couple of weeks we've had like someone saying, I've just gone through, it's so exciting, or if my promotion's just come through. And every day I'm like, yes, come on, this is brilliant. Women stepping up and being, but not just stepping up, they're also doing it and doing it in the way that feels right to them, trusting themselves, not trying to fit in. That's what this program's all about, us showing up and sharing kind of the things that are sharing us, sharing our stuff that we bring, our energy, our value. That's what this is all about. So thank you, Steph. My energy is yeah, just reinforcing that. So yeah, thank you so much for that lovely comment, Steph. If you have any questions, if you've been watching this on replay, please do drop them in. I will be checking back in across all the different areas that this is being streamed. I really hope you have a fantastic day. If you want to check out, that's the other thing to say, if you want to see any testimonials from any of the members, I've been sharing them on social media. But check out on my YouTube channel as well. They are being shared there. You can see and hear what people have to say for being part of the program. So hope you have a fantastic evening. I hope we can have some conversations soon. Please do reach out and let's talk. And yeah, I will kind of catch up with you another time. See you later. Bye.